But it's so interesting that the clients have had great success with it. You know, so this woman, going back to the one with the suicide.
Yeah, right.
She called me one day and she said, you know, I know I don't have an appointment today. I just wanted to tell you, I know I'm the first person you had done this with.
Okay. What was interval now that we're talking about since the first time in this call?
We only had done about 3 sessions. So it was 3 weeks, you know, once a week.
All right.
And she said, there was a dead mouse today in school. I smelt the smell. I waited and I didn't freeze. I didn't get that response. She's like, I can't believe it. And I said, well, what do you feel like? What is that, you know, what is it like? And she said, I feel like I lost my keys. Like there's something like missing. And I said, do you feel like you want to find them? She's like, no, I don't want to find it, but I feel like there's something missing. Like for 5 years, she had been used to having that response. That
So she was looking forward to having it again.
Yeah. But she said, she's like, I feel great. I don't feel it. I don't know. It's gone.
Well, Tina, how do you, your success rate, do you get testimonials?
I should maybe, right?
Right.
My website.
But I mean, how do you determine, you know, how successful? You must want to jump up and down and say, you know, glory be, I've done it. But
Yeah.
how do you feel? Do you feel very successful when you've done this? What would you estimate your success rate is?
Well, I think when I'm working with a client, I say like, we're successful, because it's really, they have to do the work, right?
Right.
But I appreciate being on someone's journey with them, right? Being there.
Right.
And it is exciting. And I tell them I love having this in my bag of tricks, is what I say, because for trauma, I had worked for trauma for years without being trained in EMDR.
Right.
And you can work, you know, I used to do play therapy, which is also successful for children.
Right.
But for adults, I felt like
Right.
it was a little bit more, you know, boxed in terms of my options. And then I was trained in this, and it was very exciting for me. So, and the success rate is pretty good. I mean, I have to say, like, there was maybe one person that it wasn't quite working, but I've probably
Did
done
you figure
it.
out why?
Well, she was actually moving back home, and then we were going to start. It was more maybe circumstances. But then I would say about 75 to 80 people I've done it with, and it was successful. Yes, which is so exciting.
So where do you see yourself going from here? I mean, are you building an empire, or do you have a network, or?
Social workers don't usually have empires, but yes.
Right.
I also started a wellness center and holistic network for these, because a lot of times clients that come to me, they don't want to take medication right away, and if they're not suicidal or majorly depressed.
Right.
So something like EMDR, or also, so I started this network where we have different practitioners. So there's also an herbalist, a holistic nutritional counselor, 2 yoga instructors, a Reiki master, and a massage therapist. And we're all creating this sort of network, a cooperative, to be able to refer to each other like with confidence, right? Because when I refer a client for Reiki or to an herbalist, I want to know that this person knows what they're doing. Because my client trusts me.
Right.
So
in your network, you're all connected and you all know each other's credentials.
exactly,
and so
right. Everyone has malpractice insurance. Everyone is credentialed, and we meet monthly to really, you know, so if any other healers too, I'm looking for other people that might be interested in joining this network, because, you know, I would like for it to be successful and refer to each other and help the whole client.
Well, we don't have too much time left, Tina, but how did you, in the short couple of minutes we have, how did you bounce into this? Did you just happen to read Francine Shapiro's book and said, aha, this is, for me, this is something I want to do?
So from my supervisor at the Women's Center, and then at the Cape Cod Institute, Bessel van der Kolk, talking about the research, and then I realized this is something I have to do. Just because of the clients I was working with. So then you have to go, I did 2 parts of the 3-part training. The 3rd part is to become a trainer.
Right.
And then we have to actually experience the EMDR in the training, which is uncomfortable, but it's good for us to know. So when we're telling a client, you know, we're explaining it, we really know what it feels like.
So you have to look for something that made you uncomfortable in order to explain to someone else.
Right. Right.
This is really it's fascinating. So, what is the future of EMDR? Is it accepted by the professions? You
so
talk
the
about.
American Psychological Association has accepted it, and then the Veterans Association has also accepted it, and I feel like there are others too. There was recently a New York Times article where Francine Shapiro cited some of the research that's been done, ongoing research.
Mm-hmm.
And then also I know I was teaching at Fordham University for a little while, and they have a trauma track where now they're talking about EMDR.
That's really terrific. Tina, we're going to have to ask you back for another program because this is
My
extremely
pleasure.
interesting. I'd just like to remind our viewers that Rockland Psychiatric Center is an agency of the New York State Office of Mental Health. It has community-based service locations here in Westchester County. Inpatient services are located in Orangeburg and Rockland County. And Tina, so thank you so much for coming in. And maybe we can find a way you'll become an EMDRist or whatever. We can shorten it, but it's a fascinating setting. We've learned quite a bit from you. So thank you again.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks. You just sit for a second.